This is Film Industry Gateway. I do interviews just to give advice on, like, you know, up and coming filmmakers so they can get an insight into what it's like for people who are so successful.
How many takes do we get of this?
Oh my God, I've never seen that on film before. And
The landscape of film and television is changing rapidly.
what is actually happening right now?
It was really hard. It was very hard.
And look where we are now. How crazy. Well, hello, my name's Chloe Brink, and do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Miley Tunnecliffe. I'm the writer and director of Proclivitas.
And I'm Kate Separovich, the producer of Proclivitas.
Amazing. Okay, well, I guess to start off, maybe just give us a bit of a rundown of the film. What influenced you to create this film? What, drew you in to get on board with Miley on this one?
So the film is a supernatural love story that's also about grief and trauma. I just always love horror.
Yeah.
And I wanted to create something that felt really personal and could be relatable, be able to use the horror genre to be able to entertain while going through that personal journey.
Yeah, amazing. And then, Kate, what drew you to this project?
So before making this film, I hated horror films. Absolute scaredy cat. Obviously now I'm a massive horror fan. There was just something in the characters that Miley had written that I really connected to, that it was like, okay, it looks like I'm making a horror now. Miley and I have known each other for such a long time, so when she approached me with this idea for the film, it was a total no-brainer. Like, of course, we wanted to work together.
Great. And are you going to do another horror after this one?
Yes. I may be in early financing on a horror.
Well, exciting. I was intrigued. Was the plan to always film it in WA?
So when Miley approached me, it was, let's make a West Coast Visions film. And part of that is you have to spend a certain amount of money in Western Australia, so it makes sense that you're going to shoot it here. But we wanted it to feel international as well.
Yeah, so that's why the music choices that we made, the settings, the locations of our to try and make it, there was enough specific Australianisms in it. We wanted to make this film feel like it could fit in America or Europe.
Amazing. So, were you involved in the film in any way, or were you just here to support tonight?
No, involved in it.
Amazing. What did you do?
I'm the husband of the producer,
Amazing.
but I also cut the trailer for the film as well. There's worked a few days in person.
Okay, very cool. Well, did you have a look at the film entirely before you cut the trailer, or was it more you went in and just chose bits that spoke out to you when you cut the trailer together?
It was really hard. It was very hard. And having watched the film, probably 14 or 15 times in the lead up to that, being able to make the trailer that I wanted to make was not what ended up happening. There's a lot of feedback process with Icon, with the distributors of Australia, and they had out all the juicy stuff, really because they wanted to have a lot of surprise in the film. The pace and the tone of the trailer was very different a bit, and so I did 3 versions and a 4th version, which is the one that is now, entirely different. But there was somewhere in around probably 35 to 40 drafts of that trailer before the one that made it to cinemas. There's a lot of back and forth.
Wow, I did not know that. That's insane. What speaks out to you in the film, or what's something that surprised you when you first watched it?
Surprising. This is sound weird, but the film made sense. That's right. Like, you just want it to make sense, even though it's quite deep and it involves one might say like a spiritual being or something that might be in her head, it might be a vision, it might not, it might be real. At the end of the day, the metaphor underneath still makes sense, and that really is what I find quite pleasing to sort of meditate on and talk with friends and, filmmakers and other people that have watched the film afterwards, get their take of what they think the metaphor on addiction and darkness and being sort of drawn back into bad habits is, and the fact that that comes through and it makes sense to me was that's really fulfilling, especially knowing the process that Miley and Kate had to go through it. Once the film was made, to get to the story to where it is, and I might have only done 35 or 40 versions of a trailer, but Kate and Miley started probably with a 3-hour cut of the film, I reckon. I didn't watch that version. I watched some much shorter ones, but the amount of work that they did to get it down just to get the story to the point that it is a real testament to their focus on story and their just dedication to it to make a really good film that lends a take, and that's something to say as well.
As someone who was involved in the film, how important is it to have festivals like WMA to distribute it and get it out there?
Oh, this is great. I had my a short film here quite a few years ago as well, and Matt is running the program, and they're just really supportive. And the fact that it's a Screen West film opening the night, it's just really great to see our films up on screen here and have everyone enjoy it. But it also has a Hollywood flair to the film as well. It's not I know it gets to be compared to the Babadook and Relic and things like that, as it should, because these films are fantastic. But it does have a level of still like a commercial horror aspect while still having that that nitty-gritty Australian art house thing. So it's really good that I guess Kate and Miley can bring it here as well. And to a certain degree have WA be able to show it on opening night. It's a testament to what I've been supporting WA filmmakers over there. Was it 7 or 8 years now that we've been going? So look forward to being part of the future in WA.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for partaking. There were some really great answers. How does it feel getting to come and, screen it in WA in front of all these people that worked on it and people coming to support it? How does that feel, getting to see people's reactions?
It's beautiful. We've had so much support from so many people here over the years. And the best part about shooting in WA, because we made so much of it in WA, is that our local actors like Chloe and a lot of our crew, they can come along and see their hard work up on the screen.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Do you have anything else to add? No? Amazing. What's the biggest takeaway you guys want when people watch this film?
Firstly, I want people to be entertained. Yes. I'm not into giving therapy lessons. This is a film that I would love to watch, so I'm hoping that people, this is their film, it's just I feel seen,
I think I want people to feel exhausted almost, it's a journey, and an experience, and maybe exhausted is not the right word, but feel something rather than just go, okay, watched a film.
Sure.
Remember it and be thinking about it days later and questioning whether they remembered things right or, what things meant in there. Audiences are really intelligent, and we hope that we played to audiences' intelligence and didn't give everything away.
No, I love that. I hate when people expect the audiences to be dumb and you have to tell them everything, which is what I loved about this film. Now on the other side of it, you finished the film, it's been screened. Is there anything you would go back and do differently, or is there anything that you're I'm so glad I did that?
Have more money?
Don't we wish? Yeah.
There are things, even looking at it tonight, I'm just I know how to do that a little bit better now. But I didn't know how to do it a little bit better until I had done it. And that's been the same with every project that I've ever done. So, I don't know. There's a lot of pressure to be perfect and knock things out of the ballpark. But we're crafts people in many ways, getting better at what we do as we go.
There's something Miley and I talked about really early on when we were, I guess, putting our philosophies in place for how we were going to make this film, particularly when we were having to cut things out of the budget and re-script the film. Our thing was always like, we just have to show our potential. Like, yes, of course, we want to make a really good film, but if we just show our potential,
Take some risks.
and take some risks and go, this might be our only chance to make a film. Let's not take the easy choice. Let's make bold decisions. And yeah, they might not work, but at least we tried.
Some of my favourite filmmakers have not made perfect films, but there's something so fucking exciting in there, and there's like these moments that like you go, oh my God, I've never seen that on film before, and that's the stuff you remember. You don't remember a midline, but perfectly put together film.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's the ones that aren't perfect that you get a sense of joy out of and seeing something different. How were you involved in this film, or were you just here to support tonight?
I thought I was coming to watch, but it turns out I was an actor. So I saw myself in the film, actually. It was really weird, but yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Well, as an actor, what was your favourite part of the process?
Working with you, I guess.
Yeah, I forgot I was in the film.
Chloe's in the film as well, and she was really, really easy to work with. Was that our first time working together as well?
Yeah, I think it was.
We've done a couple things after that, but yeah, working with you, I guess.
Thanks. What was your seeing it on the big screen for the first time? I know it's not your first time you've watched it, but that first time you saw it and getting to hear everyone's reactions, and what was your favourite part?
It's really weird, isn't it? It's really weird. Seeing yourself 100 times magnified, and then you think, you come off the set thinking that you've done a shit job, and then you look at it and you see the minuscule actions that you do and the things that you think you did bad. It's like, oh wait, actually, I did all right. So I think it was good. It was good.
Okay, one last question. Why do you think it's important for festivals like WMA to be screening and distributing films like this? What does it mean for you as an actor to...
A whole promotion, really. I think especially us in Perth. Like, Perth is the most isolated city in the world. So I think as creatives and artists, I think it's very extremely important for people to see us, not being selfish, but us and the work that we do, because there's a lot of very talented people in WA. So I'd love for the world to see that.
From the perspective of a director and from the perspective of a producer, what advice would you give to up-and-coming filmmakers who also, want to get to a position where you guys are at, where you're getting funding and getting to screen a film like at WA Made Film Festival?
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing new. It's what most directors probably say, is just practice as much as you can. Watch films and then go and practice it and get feedback on it.
Yeah, awesome.
Marry rich.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Look.
Find a sugar daddy.
Oh my God, that's great advice.
Whatever.
Look, it's really hard, but it's also so satisfying. Like, I don't care if I'm poor. I love what I do, and I'm so happy doing it. As much as sometimes I seem like I'm not happy, I am actually I love doing this. But I guess it's going into it with open eyes. It is really hard. It's very unlikely that you're going to make a lot of money doing this. So don't be going into it thinking you're going to make money.
But it's also okay to be delusional sometimes. Like, sometimes when it's really hard, you have to fool yourself into believing that everything's going to be amazing in just 6 months' time or whatever it is.
Well, that's why you keep going.
Yeah, true.
What is your favourite part of a production? Like, from pre-production to production to post, I'm guessing it might be different for both of you, so I'm just interested.
I love the development stage, because the possibilities are just like, there's so much possibility when you're in development.
Yeah, that's kind of exactly what I was going to say. There's nothing like the excitement of an opportunity on the horizon, and like the possibility that everything is just about to fall into place. it's a thrill, and I almost love that more than when it actually does fall into place, because it's like, oh, okay, cool, now we've got to do some work.
What was something that stood out to you from the film you just watched? What was the highlight?
Well, the whole film, because it's a psychological thriller that turns into a horror, and there were a couple of moments where the hair on my arms really went up, which was extraordinary, which I didn't expect. So that was a real visceral reaction.
Amazing. And what do you love? Have you been to WA Made Film Festival before?
No, I haven't. This is my first time.
Why do you think it's so important for a festival like WA Made to be showcasing WA Made content and films?
There's an awful lot of talent in Western Australia that hasn't been tapped into. We've got vast resources and amazing locations, some amazing creatives, and sometimes it feels a long way away from places like Sydney. And what this festival does is it really promotes and showcases the talent that is here, partly to us in WA to remind us of that, but also to the rest of the country. And it's a great forum for people in WA to actually get to meet other creatives that they can collaborate with, because the landscape of film and television is changing rapidly, and people who are creators will be leading the way.
Amazing. Cool. Well, that is all I have for you. So thank you very much for taking part.
Thank you.
Thank you. What's your advice for coming over a challenge or a bump in the road in any part of the process? Because I'm sure there are a lot of things that come up. How do you get over it, and how do you find solutions?
Well, it depends. There's many different types of bumps in the road. At the end of the day, we're human, so we have to take care of ourselves first, and we have to make sure that we haven't sacrificed everything else in our life for the possibility of something happening, which a lot of people in this film industry do. Finding a way, even when it feels like shit, to understand that bump in the road is often going to make you a better person, a better filmmaker. That closed door might be a godsend. So just don't get fixated, and just sit back and go, okay, what is actually happening right now? Yeah, just have your strategies in place.
Don't make decisions in the moment, and passionate decisions are good, but reactive, that's the word. Don't make reactive decisions when there's a challenge or a road bump. Let it sit with the painful thing for a minute, and feel what it's trying to tell you.
Nice. Okay, that was really good, guys. Was it even the same as what you anticipated? Did it end up going over, or were you restricted?
This was a really unusually fast, from the moment Miley pitched the idea to me to now. So October 2021 is when Miley pitched the idea. We had the announcement that we got funding was in July 2023, and we had our first day of pre-production.
That's great.
Yeah, first day of pre-production in July 2024. Crazy. Super fast.
Yeah, that's cool.
Highly unusual. Probably never going to happen again. I mean, of course, it's going to happen next time as well.
But West Coast Visions is amazing for that, because that triggers a lot of the rest of the finance pie to come in to place. And so once they came on board, it was let's go.
And look where we are now. How crazy. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time on your crazy night.